Hello everybody, welcome to the Malbeefance channel. This is episode 9 of our Strategic Command WW2 War in the Pacific series replay. If you've been following along, then you know that the Imperial Japanese Combined Fleet has just had its first run-in with the United States Pacific Fleet. That's what we're looking at right here. So far, the score is the Imperial Japanese Fleet has sunk 2 battleships, 2 carriers, and a total of 4 destroyers, to the loss of 1 heavy cruiser, 1 battleship, the Kirishima, and 1 destroyer. So that was round 1. Let's go ahead and see how round 2 plays out. Advance the turn and see what we get. Communist Chinese morale falls with the loss of their base in Guangxi province. That presents a problem for me because I have to garrison that now. Japanese bombers in Fiji hinder supply to Australia. I don't know how much hindrance they're causing, but hey, every little bit helps. And there we go. Japan develops amphibious warfare level 1. That gets me a little bit of movement with my amphibs when they load up. There is the ledger for the up and coming turn. Sunk at Pearl Harbor, the California is refloated and returns to refitting at Puget Sound. Okay, so I expect the computer to use the USN units to go after my weakest ships out there. And there's Saratoga. Hopefully she stays there. Oh. Alright, so why did that battleship just ran straight by, didn't stop to engage the destroyer? That would have been an easy victory. There you go. Yeah, definitely get out of there. Alright, so a lot of shifting of forces going wrong in China, but it looks like pretty much all of the action was out there south of the Gilberts. I think that's going to about do it. Transports are moving. That reminds me. So that big U.S. naval force, I wonder if they were escorting the transports, which means where are the transports? Communist partisan activity in China. Bombers hindering supply again. So we've lost the Issei and the Tone. There's our activity summary from last turn. Thank you, Imperial Intelligence. Australian leader also detected. 22nd Garrison is now available. Alright, before we do anything else. So who is that? Special Forces. Alright, well let's go over this way and see what else we can find. Oh geez, look at them all. Who'd we hit? HQ. Hit him again. Alright, so now I'm in a dilemma. So all the transports snuck by, going by down south, they're all down here. Do I continue beating up the USN because Saratoga is painfully exposed? Or do I go after the transports? I don't think I've got enough to do both. Alright, who do we got down here? Army, spec war, tanks, spec war. Crap. Decisions, decisions. Simply because he can take him out. Alright, who else we got available? That's one spec warfare unit out. Found the other battleship. Do I have anybody over here that's nearby that can help? Excuse me. Oh, this is rough. Alright, finish taking out the tanks. Man, look at them all. Alright, let's go after Saratoga. Is that? No. Full bombers. Do the maximum amount of damage. Oh, that's not mine. That's why I can't move them. All right. All right, that takes care of the last carrier. Now what? Ugh. Now he's safe in port there, so I'll leave him there. That's the North Carolina. Finish her off. Alright, let's see if we can get a few more of these transports. Okay, that's 10th Army. Decisions, decisions. I've only got the one destroyer left. What do we go for? I'd like to get a kill if I could. I don't think I'm going to be that lucky. Alright, so we got Spec War, First Corps, and Mardiv, which is the same as Spec War. First Corps. I have a feeling they're the most powerful out of the bunch. Alright, now if they try and move, hopefully they'll run into some of my units, assuming the remaining U.S. naval forces don't clear us out. So we have 2 light cruisers, 1 heavily damaged battleship, and a submarine that we know of that are still in the area. Alright. Did I purchase that leader that I wanted? Yes, I did. Okay. Alright, he moves, so there's nothing he can do. Can we make any progress down here in Port Moresby? Nope. And I won't be able to pull him out of there. Grr. Alright, as much as I'd like to do an end around, I'm just going to land him. Alright, nothing I can do about these guys. So once I get that other leader down here, I'm going to see about hitting a few key locations in Australia. Mainly as a distraction. Just get them down there, take the hexes, pull out. So he's actually sitting on a port, so they could be ready to go. Alright. So I'll just wait until I'm able to get his movement upgrade maybe. Good thing that I thought to see if the way is clear. Actually, that destroyer could have been escorting somebody that might have been going to land on Java or somewhere. So we're going to have to keep looking around. I need some kind of air support down here. I'd really like to use him in India, but I got to have some kind of air support down here. Alright, so that takes care of Indonesia. Let them hold the Andaman Islands. Let's see what we got up here. Anybody else make it? Yep. And he can't get there. He can't get there. Can I get his mobility up? Nope. What about him? Yep. Can't upgrade him. Alright, since the fighters did not get used, we'll upgrade them. Okay, so we got It's not a strong line, but it's strong enough to block what I've got coming. And I can't upgrade him, but I also don't want to move him. Alright, so we got to reduce this. I've got an opportunity to surround it. Or not. Alright, so it looks like I'm going to be stymied in China yet again because I need that mobility upgrade. Alright, so we'll hit as many guys as we can. And before I run out... Whoops, too far. There we go. I was going to transport him, but I forgot I can't do that this turn. He just deployed. Okay, I can get him out of there. And I think that's going to about do it for... Yeah, that's it for my production points. Alright, so get him on... Is he on a road? Hang on a second. No, he's not. He's in the mountains. Alright, let's go down this way so we can try and push towards Changsha. So once I get a chance, that's probably going to be my best shot. Alright, anything else? Nope, not in Manchuria, not over there in China. Already looked at him. I think that's going to about do it for this turn. If I could get control of my mouse. There we go. Oh. Send him for repairs. I think that's going to about do it. Alright, so round 2 between the IJN and the USN kind of went in our favor. Got about half this convoy of transports. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get anybody else. Alright, so let's go ahead and advance a turn. See what kind of a comeback we get. And our usual communist partisan activity. Allied raiders disrupt Sarawak, Burma, and Solomon Island convoys. Cesar Romero enlists in the United States Coast Guard. Despite all of his great work, I don't think anybody's ever going to remember him for anything other than playing the Joker. Damn, look at that. Alright, so nothing going on in New Guinea. And the British Navy makes an appearance. guess these guys are trying to clear the way for the transports. Yep. And there they go. Oh, we did what damage we could. Alright, so it looks like the nationalist Chinese are trying to preempt my offensive against Changsha. You know, it might be to my advantage to go ahead and pull this line back until I'm able to upgrade everybody and consolidate the forces and then push back and shoot for Imphal and Chittagong. Second Battle of El Amin begins, leading to an Axis defeat in North Africa. So I'm sure all of you know that was a historical event. The Yamakaze destroyer sunk. Rommel was really in a difficult position there. He couldn't go around them, had to go through them. And the British were strongly entrenched. Okay, so no more alerts, no reinforcements. Alright, so first I gotta start getting some of my planes back. My carriers are badly beat up. Oh, nuts. I repaired the carrier, not the fighters. Oops. Alright, what do we still got around here? Alright, that takes care of the Cleveland. Alright, let's have a look around, see if we can find anything. Oh yeah, there we go. That takes care of the Nevada. He hasn't attacked yet. Let's see if we can find something. Nobody home. I didn't think so. I didn't think anybody would pull into port here, but I needed to check. Alright, I'll have the destroyer stay down here, provide some support. Yeah, all the ships are gone, so I might as well retreat from the area myself, get my guys repaired. Let's check. Nope, nobody there. And all that did was cost me some fighters for my trouble. Have them get in there to cover. So there's really nothing for him to do. Might as well just leave him there so he can interdict supply. Alright, I'll make a shot at it. Once I get this guy fully repaired or reinforced, we'll make a shot for American Samoa. Send the submarine down there to kind of scout it out. Get everybody back into port so they can resupply and do what repairs I can. Now this guy, send him after Kiska. Alright, they won't be done until November 24th. Transport him over to China. So I can start freeing up some more troops. Alright, before I get too caught up in China, let's finish down here in the Solomons. Can I get him out of there? I don't think so. I'm going to have to swap him around. Because of his low movement, I can't get him anywhere out of there. Yeah, I'll tell you what, you pay for not having mobility in this version of Strategic Command, that's for sure. I'm going to try and work him down this way without actually having to operate him, so I'm not paying that cost. Actually, if I work him over this way, I can attack these guys. Alright. Are the battleships still out here? Yes, they are. Oh, sweet. Yamato evaded the damage. Yay. Alright, that takes out Royal Sovereign. Now, that is not a wise idea. I'm just going to have to be happy with one battleship. At least for the moment. Alright, so where are some of these? There's one all the way up here. He's actually the biggest threat. Can I reach him? Nope. But I can start heading in that direction. Have anybody else around here? Nope. So since the Battle of Micronesia, the battle south of the Gilbert, seems to be winding down, I'll send Musashi to back up Yamato, since it looks like we're going to be engaging the British fleet. There we go. I was able to do at least 1 point of damage to that submarine. Yeah, I kind of figured they'd pull the anti-aircraft unit out of there after all the damage that was done to it. I do not want to give up Mandalay. Yes, he can pull back. Awesome. Alright, so that's going to take care of the South Pacific Islands, Southeast Asia, so that brings us back to China. Let me finish what's going on there. I've only got 2 production points left. Man, they go fast. Ah. There we go. That gets us Changsha. Now we can start clearing out the units around it. As their supply situation just got really bad. Not that mine's exactly a whole heck of a lot better. Whoops, nope, did not want to do that. Go that way. Okay, so as long as we're keeping pressure from the north, I don't expect them to give up this pocket, but it would be nice if they would, because trying to chew my way through there is not going to be fun. Now, if I don't fight them there, I'm going to have to fight them someplace else. All right. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the scorecard. So 2 battleships, 1 heavy cruiser, 2 destroyers. To the United States, 8 battleships. I believe 4 of those were at Pearl Harbor, so they don't count. 2 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, 6 destroyers, 3 carriers. All right. Now, don't celebrate too quickly, because for those 3 that I sank, they've got like 6 that are building. All right, so that is going to do it for this turn, this episode. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you've made it this far, please remember to leave a like and drop a comment. It helps with growing the channel, as well as subscribing if you haven't already. Still looking at the analytics, about half of the folks that are watching and watching regularly have not subscribed. So if you don't mind, it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps out with the channel growth. It lets me know that you actually like this stuff. So, well, once again, thank you very much, and I will see you on the next one.